Hey there. Well, I just took my final walk through the fruit garden for the evening. Sure did turn out to be a pretty day. You know, I wanted to share a thought uh, while I'm out here. The reason why I'm recording this, and I follow a lot of postings on Facebook, Pawpaw pages. The three main ones is Pawpaw Fanatics, Pawpaw Nation, and Pawpaw Fan Club. And every once in a while, my name will be brought up, and generally, my name's brought up uh, when the conversation comes up about root suckers. Now, as y'all know, in 2019, I planted these pawpaws out here, and it was a lot of seedlings and root suckers mixed. There's like 32 of them, 32 or 34 combined. I took just about all of the seedlings out of here, potted them up, and grafted them. And the root suckers I left out here and grafted into them, with the exception of four. There's four seedlings out there. And the smaller ones that you're seeing are the seedlings. The bigger ones, the more robust ones, those are the root suckers. And when I first planted this out here, I was calling it my pawpaw colony, my colony, because I colonized a piece of ground with pawpaws. In actuality, it's not a colony. It's a pawpaw patch, pawpaw orchard, however you want to call it. That's what it is. My little fruit garden slash pawpaw orchard. That being said, pawpaws ain't the only thing I have planted in here. You just saw me walking over there to the other side. I've got plums, cherries, blueberries inside that hut, and a row of blackberries that I started last year, and those are coming on pretty good. Next year I expect to see a lot of berries out of them. But that being said, you know, I want to talk about colonies. Now, when a pawpaw tree is growing singularly, and when it becomes mature, root suckers start coming up all around that tree, and they begin to grow. And they'll grow into a full-size tree. They're still attached to that mother tree. Me personally, I call that a colony. That's a colony of pawpaws. It's a tree that has taken over a piece of ground, root suckers around it, colony. That's what I would call a colony. I may be wrong, but that's my perception. Now, something that I want to talk about is you can get out into the woods, you'll find a bunch of pawpaws, which a lot of people have, and there's no fruit. Uh, Along the riverbank, you see a bunch of pawpaws, and there's no fruit, and they're like, wonder why there ain't no fruit. Well, that's probably a colony. It could be a colony, because all those root suckers growing into mature trees, they won't be able to pollinate one another because they're coming from the same parent tree, mother tree, as we like to refer to them as. And then you'll hear somebody say something about, well, I found a bunch of them, man, and they were loaded with pawpaws. Well, that may be a different scenario. It could be seeds that were dropped there by animals eating pawpaws, which I do have seedlings that's out front there where I had fruit going bad. I threw off to the side, and places I didn't plant, and I got pawpaws coming up in different areas that, no, I didn't put no seed there, and I didn't throw no fruit there. So it must have been a critter that did it. Only thing I can think of. But throw a concept at you while I'm standing here. I'm talking about colonies. I have 17 trees out here, and out of the 17 trees, 2 of them are freshly planted root suckers. It's been almost a week, they're still alive. They'll be grafted next year. Let's say I don't do anything with this. Let's say, God forbid, something happened to the house. We move out of here. As time goes on, we pass on, and all this out here begins to grow. And then you come out here to this little tiny area that nobody's cared for, and all of those trees have produced root suckers, and they've become mature enough to produce flowers. And all those trees, individual colonies, but all those trees combined with individual colonies around each tree, now we're looking at a community. I would call that a community, which some people use the term Pawpaw patch. That's a community of trees. That's a community of root suckers. That's a community of a number of colonizers in there. And when you come up on something like that, what are you going to run into? A lot of pawpaw fruit, because you got a lot of pollination going on. Different colonies pollinating one another. And you're going to have a lot of fruit in a scenario like that. 17 trees plus colonized root suckers around each tree, and they grow up and mature. You're talking an awful lot of pollination going on. Pawpaw patch, or a community of pawpaws, is my terminology. Maybe nobody else would think of that and say, well, he's just full of garbage. Well, that's okay. That's my terminology. A community of pawpaws is what we have. That orchard grows up, produces a bunch of colonies, a community. That's the way I see it. It's a community. Colonies coming together, a community. Just something that I want to share, my thoughts. And like I said, they could be wrong, but it's my thoughts. Anyhow, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Don't forget to click on that bell for notifications. You all have a God blessed day.